It's really exciting actually for me because I'm used to teaching like these babies who can barely sound out cat, and then you get a student on level 4 and you're like, whoa, you can read. Hi, good morning. Welcome to my classroom. I wanted to talk today about VIPKID Level 4. Let's go. So level 4 is different than levels 1 through 3. Level 4, you'll really start to see a change. Let me explain. Levels 1, 2, and 3 are really teaching the student how to read and how to speak English and how to read the words and how to sound them out, all the letter sounds, all of the grammatical issues. Level 4, you'll see a bit of a shift. Instead of learning to read, you're reading to learn. You're going to watch the student go from trying to figure out a lot of words to be able to read most of the words on screen. It's really an exciting process actually. And then we take that ability to read and we use it to teach a lot of new concepts. So you'll see more in-depth topics. You might see some topics that you are unfamiliar with. You might need to do a little like pre-reading, and you'll see longer paragraphs on each slide. It's really exciting actually for me because I'm used to teaching like these babies who can barely sound out cat, and then you get a student on level 4 and you're like, whoa, you can read. So that's really fun. One thing to note that I really like about level 4, they're still introducing a lot of new words and new vocabulary. And whenever they do that, they do this for you, teacher. They put the word in red if it's a new word that they've never seen before. So make sure when you get to a slide that you focus in on those red words on the slide. I pre-read those words with the student, so have them sound it out, make sure they're pronouncing it perfectly, and then let them dive into reading. Now here's another quick tip. As they're reading through the slides, don't interrupt them too much. Now, with each student, you have to feel them out a little bit. Each student can be very different. Some students want to be interrupted if they don't know a word. They'll kind of look at you like, am I saying this right? And yes, correct them, of course. But a lot of students are just flying through it. And if they don't understand the mistake they're making, you might just kind of trip them up more by stopping them. So what I do is I use my little pen. This is a great time to have a trackpad, by the way. And I underline right on the screen, I underline the word that they pronounced incorrectly or totally blew through if they missed a word. And then when they're done with the paragraph, I come back and reteach that word. Sometimes I'll have them reread the whole paragraph. They don't really like it when I do that, but it's really good for their fluency. So those are a couple of my tips. Another tip is, these are parents, some have been with VIPKID for a long time, and the parents really want their student to start sounding fluent. I had a parent write me, and her student was getting ready for middle school, and there's all these tests going into middle school on their English fluency, and she kept saying, his English is not beautiful. His English is not sounding beautiful. So they really want, what I'm interpreting that is, they really want fluency and they really want to work on the accent. So this is your time. This is your time to be a little nitpicky. I think parents are really ready for that. They're past the stage where they're just excited that their student is speaking English. They really want perfect English, or as perfect as you can get them to. So it's not in my nature to be very picky or particular, but they really want that. So correct every single mistake, write in feedback very clearly what they can work on. One last thing about level 4. As with every level, there's a big range of abilities. So you're gonna have kids in level 4 who are really not ready for level 4 for whatever reason. Maybe they've just been passed through the levels. Maybe they really just have struggled. So don't be afraid to go back and work on letter sounds or phonics or grammar issues. I still see in level 4 things like dropping the S, like he read a book, not he reads. I still see things like that, little mistakes. And really hone in on those ones where you're like, you should know this by now in level 4. Because maybe a teacher just has never really taken the time to correct the details. I don't know, level 4 to me is kind of like a, let's fix it now, because level 5 and level 6 get even more difficult, more longer paragraphs, more in-depth issues. To me, level 4 is kind of like catch-all, the like make sure let's fix everything level. For those of you who teach level 4, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I'd love to hear your tips in the comments too, because level 4 is really just a great level, I think. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Those are my tips for level 4. I hope you enjoyed my video. Talk to you later.